Anna Thompson always had a feeling her life wouldn't turn out the way she hoped. But she kept hoping anyway. 1 year, 2, 3, and then Alexander changed. He became someone she barely recognized, aggressive, unpredictable. He didn't just hurt her anymore. He started snapping at their little boy, Ethan. Yet Anna kept looking for excuses. For him, for herself, until yesterday, when something inside her finally snapped awake. In one terrifying moment, she realized exactly how her husband saw her, and their son. Oddly enough, adopting Ethan had been Alexander's idea. A real family, he'd said. A child will bring us closer. We'll love each other more. Anna wasn't sure he could love a child that wasn't biologically his. But he had sounded so convincing. Now she was stuffing clothes into a bag with shaking hands. Alex used to only insult her, raise a hand only to her. But last night, something awful happened. Ethan accidentally dropped a spoon during dinner. Just a spoon. And Alex struck him across the face. When Anna jumped to protect her son, he grabbed her by the throat and hissed into her face. I'm in charge here. Me. Only me. You better remember that. In that moment, Anna understood. Things would never get better. Only worse. And much, much scarier. That night, she remembered something she hadn't thought about in years. A small house she had inherited from her grandfather. A house in a village she'd only visited as a child. She didn't remember what it looked like, but she knew the village name and the direction. That was enough. She would take Ethan there. Alexander had no idea this house even existed. They would hide there, and Anna would decide what to do next. Fully aware that her husband's mind wasn't normal, and he wouldn't willingly give up control over them. Ethan watched her pack, his eyes wide. Mom, are we going somewhere? Yes, sweetheart. Far, far away. Are there flowers? Trees. A lot of them. And Daddy's staying home. Ethan smiled, genuinely smiled, for the first time in months. That's good. Then let's go faster. Anna hugged him tightly. She no longer remembered a time when Ethan felt not hers. He was her child. Period. They made it out just in time. 2 hours before Alexander came home from work. She had to spend money on a taxi, but right now money didn't matter. The village greeted them with complete, almost unreal silence. Even Ethan whispered, "It's so quiet. Mom, look, that giant bug, will it bite me?" Anna laughed. "It's not a bug, honey. It's a dragonfly." "Dragonfly," he repeated. "And what does it do?" "It flies around, having fun, enjoying the sunshine." Ethan grinned. "Can I enjoy stuff too?" "Of course you can." Anna walked through the entire village and didn't see a single person. She only had one old memory. Her grandfather's house was green. Maybe the paint could have peeled off over the years. But the abandoned house in front of her now felt like the closest match. It looked empty, forgotten, exactly what she needed. "This is where we'll live, Ethan," Anna said softly. The boy looked around with doubt, then shrugged. "It's not super pretty, but I like it." The yard was overgrown, but the house itself looked sturdy. Anna reached above the doorframe, exactly where village folks always left keys, and found one. Ethan immediately ran off to explore the yard, doing whatever urgent kid things he had in mind, while Anna stepped inside and started cleaning. The house was dusty, abandoned for years, but everything necessary was there. Dishes, old linens, firewood. By evening, she even managed to cook a simple dinner. They ate with a real appetite. Ethan fell asleep instantly. Anna didn't. She sat at the table for hours, trying to figure out what to do next. But for days, no smart idea came. A week passed like that. And strangely, they felt good, peaceful, safe. Anna even started thinking they could stay here forever. Nature, silence, beauty. If only there were a school nearby. If only there were a job. If only Alex never found them. Then, yes, she could imagine a real life here. She was hanging laundry outside when a voice startled her. "Well, good day to you." Anna jumped and spun around. An elderly man stood by the gate, short and wrinkled like a dried apple. "Oh, hello," she said. "I've been thinking, new neighbors, but still no introductions. I'm Anna, and that's my son, Ethan. Ah, I'm Daniels, your neighbor." He nodded toward the house. That place has been empty for years. Ever since old Walter died, nobody lived there. He waved a hand. "Well, I'll get going. Stop by if you need anything." Anna smiled. Finally, a human voice besides her own. But something about what he said nagged her. Something was wrong. That night, she couldn't sleep. A thought kept scratching at her mind, refusing to form. Finally, she got up, took a mug of tea, and stepped outside to breathe the night air. The weather was perfect, except for mosquitoes swarming like tiny vampires. "Hello, and who are you?" Anna jumped again. These villagers clearly had a hobby, scaring visitors. But the man leaning casually on her gate didn't look like a friendly local. Shaved head, rough clothes, a backpack slung over one shoulder. He looked like someone who just walked out of prison yesterday. "Who are you?" Anna shot back. "And what are you doing in my yard? Ever heard of private property? You might want to read up on the law." The man raised an eyebrow, amused. "Oh, I thought this was my yard. And my house. The one I inherited from my grandpa Walter. And trust me, I know the law very well. I had plenty of time to study it." "No," Anna snapped. "This is my yard. My house. It belonged to my grandfather." She stopped mid-sentence. Her eyes widened. That scratchy thought in her mind finally clicked. Mr. Daniels had said the previous owner's name was Walter, but Anna's grandfather's name had been Peter. Her chest tightened. Oh my God! Tears streamed down her face. "What have I done? Where's—" The man stepped closer and sat beside her on the porch. "Hey, easy," he said gently. "I don't bite. I might look rough, but I'm human, not a monster." He nodded toward the house. "How did you end up here? Tell me. Honestly, I never imagined anyone would be in my grandpa's place. If I knew, I wouldn't have come at all." And Anna talked and talked, and once she started, she couldn't stop. Everything she'd been holding inside for years poured out of her. Mark listened silently, not interrupting even once. When she finally fell quiet, he nodded. "So, you must be Peter's granddaughter," he said. "His house collapsed a few years back. I think I remember you, actually. You had a ton of freckles back then, and you cried a lot. Liked a lot. I did not have freckles, and I never cried." Anna snapped so passionately that Mark burst out laughing. "Oh, yeah, it's definitely you. You used to freak out over those freckles." Anna blushed deep red. Mark sighed. "Your kid is inside?" "Yes, sleeping. I'll wake him and we'll leave right now." "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to trespass. I didn't know. We'll get out of your way." "And go where?" he interrupted. "With a child? In the middle of the night?" Anna just shrugged helplessly. Mark stood up. "Okay, I'll stay at Danielle's place tonight. Tomorrow, we'll figure something out. Don't wake the kid." He walked away, and Anna watched him go with a tightening chest. What now? Go back to Alex? He'd killed him. Literally, she held her head in her hands. Why was her whole life one long disaster? She married believing she was choosing happiness, and ended up in a nightmare. It was his fault they never had biological children. He insisted on that termination, and she stupidly agreed. Then she watched him turn into a monster, and she still stayed. Still let Ethan suffer. Still let herself hope. A strange noise woke Anna in the morning. She looked out the window. Nothing. Maybe the yard. She turned around and froze. Ethan's bed was empty. Panic slammed into her chest. Her heart exploded in her ears. What if something happened? How could she have slept through it? She bolted outside. Mark had openly admitted he'd been in prison. If he had her son. No, no, no. She ran out the door, robe barely tied, and skidded to a stop. Ethan, Mark, and Mr. Daniels were standing in the yard, building something together. "Oh, good morning," Mr. Daniels said. Anna just stared, embarrassed. The scene was so peaceful she suddenly felt ridiculous. She cleared her throat. Maybe we should have some tea? Breakfast. 30 minutes later, they were all sitting outside at a makeshift table. Ethan scarfed down his food and ran back to whatever project they were doing. Mr. Daniels cleared his throat. Mark told me the whole story. A real mix-up. Nobody's to blame, really. So we talked and decided you shouldn't go anywhere. Anna blinked. What? No, I can't take someone's. Mark raised his hand. Wait, let me finish. He leaned forward. I know I look rough. And yeah, I served time for breaking the nose of a guy who was messing with my wife. He was powerful. I went to prison, and she married him, took everything from me. He looked away for a moment. I don't want to go back to the city, even though I have unfinished business there. I'm not ready to deal with it. So I want you to understand something. I'm not a threat. I'm not here to hurt anyone. Anna looked at Mr. Daniels, then at Ethan happily hammering something, then at Mark, and quietly said, I don't know. Anna whispered, I really don't know. But she stayed, just for a few days. She told herself to think, to figure things out. Mark worked in the yard from morning till evening. Ethan followed him everywhere like a little shadow. Soon Mark looked completely different. Tanned, dressed normally, nothing like the man who showed up looking like a freshly released inmate. Anna realized with growing fear she didn't want to leave. Not at all. And the scariest part? She liked Mark. A lot, but she was a married woman. She wasn't supposed to feel anything for another man. Near sunset, Ethan ran to her from the yard. Mom, someone came. Anna froze. A cold wave crawled up her spine. Who? Dad. He's really mad. Her legs barely carried her outside. Alexander stood there, smirking. You know what happens to disobedient sheep? He asked softly. They get removed so they don't stir up the flock. What do you want, Alex? I left you. It's over. Find someone else. Train her. Control her. Just leave us alone. Why would I? He hissed. I have a perfectly obedient wife. Why should I cook and wash my own clothes when you exist? He stepped closer. Anna looked around desperately. Ethan wasn't there. He was hiding. Thank God. He finally stopped screaming at night, and she wouldn't let him watch this. Alex's smile stretched. But you don't look happy to see me. Anna backed away, hit the doorway, slipped inside, and tried to slam the door. But Alex shoved it open with one blow. She flew across the room. No, please don't. Alex advanced on her, that terrifying grin on his face. He grabbed her by the throat, the same hateful, practiced grip. You're going to beg me for forgiveness. Anna gasped, unable to breathe. Alex raised his hand. She squeezed her eyes shut. but the blow never landed. There was a thud, a yell, struggling, and then Ethan's tiny hands cupped her face. "Mom, don't cry. Mark is saving us." Anna held Ethan tightly, tears blurring her vision as she watched Mark drag Alexander outside. She'd never seen anything like it. "Don't you ever come near this woman again," Mark roared. "Ever. If I see you anywhere near her, you deal with me. She's my wife. I'll do whatever I want." "That's where you're wrong," Mark growled. "She won't be your wife much longer." Voices outside grew louder, heated. Anna sat trembling, her mind racing. Where to go now? Where to hide? Alex wouldn't stop. He never stopped. Eventually, Mark returned and knelt beside her. "You okay?" Ethan wrapped one arm around him. "Is Dad never coming back?" "No, kiddo, don't worry." Mark smiled softly. "And if he ever tries, I'll always be here. Always. Always, always." Ethan asked. Anna looked at Mark, too. He shrugged. "Well, usually that means your mom divorces that guy and marries me." Anna's eyes went wide. Mark stood up like it was nothing. "Tomorrow we're going to the city," he said calmly. "We're filing for divorce." Anna just nodded. She didn't want to argue, not even a little. Mr. Daniels nearly burst with pride when Anna and Mark later asked him to be their witness at the wedding.